Welcome back, friends, to Crusade with me, where we explore how to live fully, love deeply, and move with intention through this wild and beautiful life. This episode is dedicated to something everyone is getting ready for the county fair, especially those of you out there grooming horses, walking pigs, brushing cattle, or getting a horse ready for a ring. Whether you're a first-timer or a seasoned hand, this week can be emotional and intense. But underneath all the noise and nerves is something much deeper. Showing animals, working with them, caring for them, being shaped by them is part of something ancient, powerful, and beautifully ordered. Today we're going to talk about that quiet strength, the hidden lessons, and why this way of life is one of the best teachers we've got. Here we go again. Sorry about that, my love.
Deja vu. Take two.
Yeah, what a clown. Well, I'm not going to blame them, but we're doing this on a different day than we normally do.
Yeah.
Our routine, and my routine, my daily rigor is pretty set. Mm-hmm. So when I break from that, I'm really kind of a mess. And so I'm a mess. And
right.
We just sat here and did half an episode, and then I realized I never hit the record button. So here we are. But before I get into all of that, I do want to share, and I don't do this often, so I'm going to plug the podcast, which I rarely do. So I don't know what streaming service you're listening to us on, but obviously we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube. We have social media presence on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. So you can find Crusade with me on any one of those social medias or any one of those platforms for streaming services, and I just wanted to share that. And the reason my daily rigor is all off because we had some lifelong friends, and when I say lifelong, I mean we've been friends as long as our children have been alive, so that's lifelong friends,
And before,
right. So they came and visited Friday, stayed the night, and then left, noon or so on Saturday. And just what a blast. It was the first time I think we've got together with them this year. Mm-hmm. And they are exactly those kind of friends that we rarely talk on the phone.
and I do check in a couple of times a year, but
yeah. But okay, that's not like often,
right,
really.
Right.
And but every time we get together, we pick up right where we left off, and we traditionally travel more to them. Well, they came to us. Now but just they are. I'm trying to remember what I just said previously. They. It sounds weird. I don't know how else to describe it, but they have a very comforting, easy spirit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying. I don't know how to say it. I guess I'm not very good at that. But they're just so.
They're just our
a
people.
Blessing.
They're our people.
I remember one time we were visiting with them, and we were going to stay the night and all this, and we had plans that evening. And I remember they suggested that they're our napping friends. We take naps.
Yes.
Now, not together. We went to their basement. We had a finished basement. We went to their basement and had a nap, and they had a nice place for us to nap there. And then they went to their bedroom and napped.
This was a couple of years ago.
And I love that. I love being able to say, you know what? Okay, let's take a break. Let's take a nap so we can prepare for the blast.
Well, because we're all getting to that age where if we're going to do things in the evening, we need to rest up. And she has health issues and I have health issues. So it's like we're to that point where we have to rest ourselves, and she has some serious health issues.
Yes,
so,
yes.
which
Well, and
we talk about.
Yes,
yeah.
we did. We talked about that a little bit. About I don't like finding out way after the fact of some issues about dear friends that have been very pivotal in our lives during some very dark times, and then yet they don't allow even the potential for us to reciprocate because they don't share.
Yeah.
And I think they received that well.
Yeah.
After they threw each other under the bus first, and then
We're all
technically she didn't. She just said you would have to check with him because they weren't together when I asked.
good. Yeah. He had already gone to bed.
Yeah, he had already gone to bed. We were still up at the sit and sip, and she said, "I said, where does this come from? Is this him or is this you?" And she thought about it. I mean, she actually gave it a lot of thought, and then she said that she really didn't know, but maybe I needed to ask him that question, so I did.
Right.
And
then he really.
And then
threw
he
her under the
really,
bus.
he had the Ralph Cramden hat on. He backed that bus up.
Drove right over her. I get it. We just adore them.
Yes.
They're just
Special people.
They're just yeah. We met them in a young adult Bible school class.
Bible study, yeah.
Yeah, Bible study. Yeah, way
At
back.
a small church.
Way back, probably in 1988, 1987. Yeah, somewhere back there.
87 in there, yeah.
Yep. And then a long time ago.
Then and there was another couple,
Yeah.
B&E, and then all of you girls got pregnant at the same time.
Yep.
Man, that was a hell of a Sunday school class, wasn't it, man?
Well, people used to joke, about the water fountain, what we're drinking on the same water fountain at church. But yeah, it was fun.
And
times.
it wasn't just like the first child; it was a couple. It
yeah.
was a couple of children, and you guys were all pregnant.
And we all had boys the first time, all three of us, and then the second time, and then it went in the same order, and then it was boy, and I was the only one that had a girl.
Yeah.
So when I was
Yep.
So yeah.
Good stuff.
There are people. And
Yes,
then
they are.
it was a great week because I actually met up with my other best friend earlier in the week.
You're right.
We
yeah.
drove
Man, you had
halfway.
a big week. Yeah.
And so my cup runneth over this week. It's downhill from here.
And she bought me a
Yes,
gift
I
and
brought home a
it to
gift
you,
for you from her.
a Mandalorian throw, and it fits me. I mean, it covers me.
You were all snuggled up with it yesterday.
Yes, I was. So, kudos.
And you laughed at her card.
Well, that was good. Yeah.
That was good. She got a nice zing.
And that's what I like about her. She can take a zing and she can zing it back. And I like that. I do like that.
Yeah.
Don't tell her I like her or anything.
I would never.
I know.
I would never.
That was a very nice card and gift.
Yes.
This is the way. That's what that says on my
She's a great
throw.
gift giver too.
She really kind of is.
Yeah.
Well, she puts a lot of thought into it,
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do that when I go to the sex store. I put a lot of thought into it. Okay. Did I talk about TMI?
No, but
Okay, let's jump. Can we re-rail, honey?
you always say that as if I'm the one that has derailed us.
This is the time of the year, right? And I know I'm saying this because I got my granddaughter in mind, but she's not alone. And this is like nationwide, and it's not necessarily this coming week nationwide.
For everybody.
Right, but everybody involved in FAIR, and specifically a group that I'm going to give a shout out to, it is so positive, and that is 4-H, right?
Well, most county fairs have 4-H.
That's what this is about.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I wanted to share, that there's something grounding about tending to animals. But, they wake up early, they check water, they clean pens, they haul feed. Some days it's joyful, some days it's hard, but every day it's real. And here's the kicker that I like. Animals don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't flatter. They respond to energy. They respond to consistency. And they respond to calm presence. So if you're tense, they feel it. If you're centered, they follow. So when you spend time with animals, you begin to understand the flow of things. What some might call harmony. There's a give and a take, a rhythm. You lead, but you also learn. You show the animal the way, all right? But in doing so, you discover something in yourself. So this isn't just about ribbons or prizes. It's about learning how to move through life with steadiness, adaptability, and respect for the moment you're in. So for the kids out there listening right now, I'm going to give you a couple things here. You might think you're just walking an animal in a circle or trying to remember what the judge told you last year, but you're learning things most people can't figure out until way later in life. You're learning consistency. You feed and train even when you're tired or frustrated. You're learning awareness. You can feel your animal's mood, sense when something is off, and then respond with care. You're learning calm under pressure. The ring is full of noise and movement, and you have to stay focused. And maybe most importantly, you're learning how to care for something beyond yourself. Every time you show up for your animal, even when it's hard, you're becoming more grounded, more steady, more ready for whatever life brings. Win or lose, those qualities will carry you far beyond the show ring. And I want to talk to parents and the adults from 4-H and the adults involved in fair for just a minute. The early mornings, the late night feedings, the road trips to the fairgrounds, you've helped build pens, load trailers. You've probably said, did you brush that horse more times than you can count? But I want to affirm something important. This isn't just about animals. Your kids are developing work ethics without being lectured. They're learning to stay composed when things go sideways. They're discovering what it means to really care, to pay attention, to commit, to adapt. And here's the gift for you. You're learning too. You're learning how to let go of outcomes and appreciate effort. You're learning to stay grounded in the chaos of competition. You're learning to trust the process, even when it's messy. My queen, do you have any thoughts that you would like to share about the 4-H kids and or the adults?
Well, I don't want to, I know, because I know we're going to talk about a lot of this after our week there, this coming week. But one thing that happened already this past week, is like our granddaughter does, well, both the grandkids do a project, so it's
Right.
not just animals.
Correct.
They
Correct.
do projects, and both of them entered photography.
Yes.
And so this week, when they've done it in the past, they just entered it and they didn't go for like the judging portion of it. So my daughter decided this year they were going to actually go and sit down with the judges and talk to the judges, and they get to have like a little interview process, and they tell them how all the steps that they did to, get why they did it, and kind of the behind the scenes. So
They're giving context to their photograph.
yes,
Quite
exactly,
honestly. Yeah.
exactly. Because of course, our granddaughter's getting older, so like she did filled like a 9 by 13 Pyrex dish with water and put food coloring in it, and then they do like an eyedropper, and as the eyedropper falls into the water and it makes that
The drop of water
the drop of
falls,
water
yeah.
right splashes, she's taking a picture of it, and so then it's that picture. It's just one picture.
Correct.
And so she's going to explain that. And so my daughter is sitting back, and she took a picture of her talking to the judge. And she sent that to me, and it hit me that how, as we talked a couple of episodes ago about training, the next generation to make them leaders.
Correct.
That's exactly what I thought about, was how valuable that is. Again, somebody who has anxiety as an 11-year-old, because she talked about how nervous she was. But I thought by the time she spends 10 years in 4-H, which I stake my life on it, she will do that just like her father did. By the time she gets, old enough to hold down a job, she will have so much interview experience, because this is just one project.
Correct.
But it's invaluable what she's doing. Just this one project, sitting down with a judge and being interviewed. I don't know. It just struck me.
I agree.
And I think, boy, I wish we would have done this with our children. Again, this is the same community we raised our children in.
Correct. Correct.
But these kids do. I mean, and this again, she's doing ducks. They've done hogs. They do goats. They just.
Right.
There's so many things
in addition
that they
to
do.
the horses.
In addition to the horse riding and stuff like that. And so our grandson does stuff like that. So I just think there's so many things that we're not even aware of, that these kids, not just the responsibility part, but there's so many things that these kids are learning.
Absolutely.
And
like
there'll be so many takeaways.
Yes. Yes. And if you don't have a kid involved in 4-H, you don't have to live on a farm. You don't have to be have animals.
They can
you can
cook.
Yes.
They can enter recipes. They can grow things.
They
enter those things.
There's other people out there that are willing to loan or lease animals to you and keep them for you, and then you do all the work.
So as an employer, I would say if you see
4-Hers,
a kid that has 4-H on their application, Cub Scouts, things like that, boy, that's something you definitely want to grab.
That's true. So, but at the heart of it, showing animals teaches us something many people spend their whole lives missing. And that's kind of what you're talking about, is just how to move with the flow of life. All right. Because animals aren't in a rush,
Yeah.
They don't obsess about the future or cling to the past. They are just
Definitely not hogs.
They are just in the moment. And if you're paying attention, they'll show you how to do the same. There's a quiet rhythm to this life. It's wake, work, rest. Care, clean, repeat. Adjust, adapt, keep going. How much more valuable life skills can you learn than those? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's when we live in tune with that rhythm, we stop resisting what is and start flowing with it. Things start to make sense. Even when they don't go your way, you can still find your balance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know fair week is wild, right? Emotions are high, schedules are packed, everyone's trying to do their best.
Yeah, right.
And here are a few grounding tips to help you move through the week with presence and strength. For you kids, and not just kids, but specifically the kids, stay hydrated. Sounds simple, but it helps you keep focused. And I would ask you to pause before you enter the ring. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Settle your energy. Maybe you feel the horse underneath you. Settle your energy. Be kind to others. Someone else's win doesn't take away from your effort. And thank your animal.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a team through this whole thing. That bond matters. And parents and adults, be steady. Your calm energy becomes your kid's anchor. Celebrate effort. Focus on growth, not just results. Let the day unfold. Don't overplan. Don't over-control. Let it flow. And above all, take a moment to breathe it in. This time, this place, it's sacred. Even if it's chaotic. I know it is chaotic. I love the story you shared about my sweet pea sitting down and actually having to interview and give context to her picture for the photography competition. That's just one small portion of 4-H and the program. And what a blessing. I hope that the kids don't lose sight. And I'm convinced that if we talk to them about these things, they will hopefully grow more to appreciate exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know our daughter said she is so glad that she did that, and sorry that she hadn't maybe done it in the past, not realizing what would come out of that. The thing I was going to say to you about, we're saying, thank your horse.
Mm-hmm.
I always get verklempt, not just with our granddaughter, but when I see others do that, when they have a good ride and she leans forward and pats her horse,
on the neck.
I get verklempt. But I mean, I see others do it too.
I do too.
Or when I text her and ask, or tell her congratulations when I hear that she's done a good job or what, and she's like, I'm just so proud of my babies.
Yes.
Because she has 2 horses that she rides that they're young. I mean, they're like 2 years old or whatever.
They're 2-year-olds.
So she calls them her babies, but she always
gives the horse credit.
Always give the horse credit. And I think that's another something
lesson.
that they're taught, that it's the credit is given to their animal, and that just always makes me verklempt when I see a rider do that.
You brought that up to me a while ago, and I started paying attention. And when I noticed it, and I thought, I noticed it at the sorting.
Yeah, because she will not only just pat them, she will lean her whole body forward and almost hug them. Yeah.
But you know what? And I saw her do it, and I saw some other do this when they didn't do well.
Yes, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Especially in the sorting, right? Because that's a hard...
Almost like telling them, it's okay, okay, we're fine.
Yes.
I saw it during the Olympics a lot, too.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I said, they're bonded. They are bonded.
And
human and animal. I really feel that. I do.
Absolutely. Well, and that just from our little rodeo horse ride, right?
Right.
Your emotion is going to transfer to that horse.
Right.
Your Yeah. So there's a pattern to all this, right? A quiet intelligence behind the work. And if you slow down enough, you can feel it. Working with animals reminds us to move with life, not against it. To care without controlling. To give effort without demanding outcomes. To stand tall, win or lose. To know when to push and when to just breathe. So whether you call it balance, harmony, or just having a good head on your shoulders, this way of life teaches it. Not with words, but with experience. And that's the best kind of learning there is. My queen, do you have any closing thoughts?
I think I pretty much shared them.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just a great
It
program.
I'm looking forward to it, I think.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the weather.
Well,
you're going to be in an air-conditioned booth.
I know. What do you mean?
Well,
yeah. It's going to be a little bit of a long week. I said, how long did I get to this point where my granddaughter's hobby is affecting my PTO time? But anyway.
Well, I'll be down in the trenches with Bubba and Ribeye. Well, same person,
but yeah, he's
trying to stay cool.
Yep, we'll be fine. I'm looking forward to it. So I hope fair week. I hope everybody's ready and be safe and have a blast. So as you step into Fair Week, into the ring, into the barn, or into the early morning routines, remember this. You are part of something deeper than you realize. This isn't just work, it's practice. This isn't just competition, it's growth. This isn't just another fair, it's a moment where you get to walk with intention and step with something ancient and good. So walk proud, walk calm, and crusade with me.